This is one basic video that was missing on my channel for so long, and that is how to tie a obijime perfectly. In case you're here for the first time, my name is Matsunaga and I'm a fully trained and certified kimono teacher and stylist. I have actually posted a video about how to tie obijime bow, and that actually also covers how to tie an obijime, but I don't like the video and I could have gone more into detail. So here is a new video about that, and probably I will unlist that old video in the future. A straight and perfectly aligned obijime perfects a kimono outfit and is, by the way, super easy to achieve. I will show you my tips and tricks in detail today, plus I want to cover how to tie a sanbuhimo, those you use when you want to wear obidome. And I also want to show you how you can arrange your obijime so the motif on both sides will show up on top. To pass the obijime through the otaiko, hold it in the middle. Make sure to place it into the same space where the himo holds the tare. Place your free hand on the other side, also into the same space. Hook your free index finger into the obijime and pull one side through. Let me show you what I do inside. My right hand passes the folded obijime to my left hand. The index of my left hand hooks in and pulls one side through. Make sure it sits on the middle of your waist and pass the ends to the front. Align both ends on the middle of your waist and make sure the ends have the same length. Lay left over right and tie a plain knot. Pull to tighten. Lift the knot again and remove wrinkles by putting your finger under the obijime and sliding to the side. Pull to tighten again and make sure that the obijime is tied tightly to the obi, because this little string will hold your otaiko. Put the new right vertically upwards and lay the left behind this to create a triangle. Put the right side through this triangle. Now hold the right side of the knot with your right index while you pull the other side through. Hold this firmly with your left index while your right hand pulls the other side to tighten. Make sure that these ends are perfectly horizontal and aligned with the layer under it. Tuck the ends in. Make sure that the tassels are facing upwards. By the way, some schools let face one side downwards, so it's actually up to you, but when you let both sides face downwards, it means that you're wearing mourning. There is a kind of obijime that is called sambuhimo, and there are also nibuhimo. They are a little shorter and their width consists of sambu, which is 1 centimeter or about half an inch, and this gives it the name. When you compare it with a usual obijime, you can see that sambuhimo as well as nibuhimo, by the way have a width of nibu, that is about 8 millimeter. And they're usually used when you want to use an obidome. When you use a sambuhimo or a nibuhimo, you tie the same knot as we did before. And then tie a bow on top of that. You can see my sambuhimo here is very short, so I can't make a proper bow with it. So probably you could also just tuck the ends in, but sometimes they're very long sambuhimo, so a bow is definitely on the safe side. When you're done with that, pass the knot to the back and place it inside of your otaiko. And make sure to bring your obidome to the center of your waist. When you have an obijime with a motif like this one, This motif will usually only show up on one side, but my friend Ichigo just recently showed on her Instagram how to rearrange the obijime and let the motif show up on both sides. When your obijime has two colors on back and front, fold the color you want to show up later inside. In my case, I want to show the green side, so fold this in, and right now I pass the gold side through the otaiko. See, and the green is here. Tie the obijime as we did before. For bringing the motif on top, take the end that is hiding the motif and rearrange its position under the layer you want to show. You can see this might contain a little loosening and retightening, but it works out pretty well. Align the end under the new top layer nicely and tuck the tassels in so they're facing upwards. Sometimes the motif showing up on both sides is a real eye-catcher, and I think this is a trick is worth knowing. A side note for you, if you just tied your obijime and you're just kind of like, nah, that's probably not the one I'm going to wear today, always tie the new obijime over your old obijime. And then take off the old obijime you're not so fond of, and you can put it away. This will make sure that your otaiko will stay in shape, although you already have taken up the himo. And that was it. I hope you liked this video, and when you're already advanced kimono wearer, I hope you also found some new tricks. If you did, tell me in the comments which one it was, and if you have even more tricks, also write in the comments. I think this small but growing community on this channel would really love to know. If you're new here and you like content like this, feel free to subscribe, and I talk to you in my next video. Bye!